This beautiful new trailer just dropped for Ultimate, and we're gonna break down every frame of this thing. Let's do it. What's happening, my blocked buddies? Welcome to a brand new episode of Blocked Content. My name is Callum. This is going to be your content for today. A brand new Super Smash Bros. Ultimate trailer just dropped, and it shows that mural, the banner, but it comes to life, and it's so amazingly awesome. I wanted to show you guys. We break down every single second of this thing and find some secrets, some really cool references to games and other artwork, and I just wanted to slow it down for you to see every beautiful frame of this banner trailer. So let's go! As we see some sort of New York scape, we see that the banner is actually presented there, which would be really cool in real life if the banner would be somewhere without a logo on it or anything, just the banner, and it looks amazing. So we zoom in on this banner, and of course, the first person we start with is Mario. Now, this frame in particular, it's Mario in a watercolor painting style. Now, of course, it really looks like all that detail has gone into those models, which I really, really love. But not only that, it really reminds me of the Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U reveal trailer, right? Where Mario also kind of turned into a watercolor painting. So that's a neat, little nod to it. Mario's eye starts to flash and he leaps out. He is actually a 3D model. So they really cleverly transformed that Mario artwork into some sort of 3D model, which I think is really cool because these artworks are based on 3D models, but I don't think that they are 3D models that they painted over. I think that because some look a little bit off to have been referenced on these models, so I think it's really cool. We can see the Mii Gunner, we can see hints of Ganondorf, Wolf, DDD, Lucina, and if we move on a little bit more, we can see Yoshi, the Duck Hunt duo, Ryu, Richter, Palutena, and then Marth right there in the foreground. There are a couple of other characters, so this is a skirmish. This is a big battle that's happening here, and I really love the energy that Mario has. You can even see it in his eyes, and just to note, all these characters around him, they are still the official artworks, right? They're not 3D models because they're not really moving. There will be instances in this trailer where they kind of move and where they're models too. So Mario jumps with all these characters around and he punches the floor like Mario's known to do in Subspace Emissary, right? That's kind of his thing. When he attacked Link in the Subspace Emissary and Brawl as well, he did a similar ground punch. Now, that's never really Mario's thing in the games, right? But it is definitely in Smash Bros. We've seen it time and again. And we also get a great look at what this battlefield is really about. There are all these floating platforms that connect, I think, to World of Light and all the floating castles that you see in that artwork. So we can see Wario, Little Mac, Greninja, Lucas, and right there in the back, a few more characters. And I just love the way that there's a focus on Mario, but it's going to shift to a lot of other characters. And not to mention, all these characters are awesome in their own right, and the banner trailer really wanted to showcase every single character, but it was almost impossible to put them all in 3D motion, so they focused on a couple of key characters. Now, with Mario this almost looks like a cutscene from World of Light. Now, I don't think that this will be the World of Light thing. However, I do feel like if there was ever a chance for a cool new opening intro movie for this game, similar to that we had with Super Smash Bros. Melee, right? That had an original CG opening. This could have been such a great opening. If it had the main theme, I would be all for it. Now, Mario looks surprised because he hears something, and right there in the back, and I think that this has to be a reference to the Subspace Emissary as well. Maybe something like this happens in the World of Light story mode, but this adventure mode doesn't really focus on character dynamics. It focuses more on saving the world and, choosing your own path to do so. But I think it's a really neat nod to have Link actually be the character fighting Mario, not only because they're two icons, but also because it happened in the Subspace Emissary almost with the exact same moves. And here, Breath of the Wild Link strikes at Mario. And what's really cool is that you can also see Halberd in the background, you can see the Great Fox in the background, so it's like this mishmash of these great franchises in one shot. Now, Link strikes at Mario, and he, of course, leaps back, and it instantly becomes a little bit more of a painting, right? It has lot more of a painting style to it. You can see Link and his arrows. You can see all the details of the sword flying around, the intensity in Link's face, right? And just Mario's really cool dodging pose, which almost looks like a, dance move instead of like a dodge that he does in the games. So he leaps, and we actually zoom right in to see more of that halberd art, and of course the Great Fox. There is a shimmer in the air right there. We're gonna find out what that is, but I do really find it very interesting that they are focusing on these two ships, because of course, as you guys know, they were actually prominently featured in the Subspace Emissary, where the Great Fox actually housed a couple of characters and saved the day at one point, and the halberd was of course used almost as a ship for the bad guys, for these Pyramids and Mr. Game & Watch and all these clones and fighting, the Duan enemy. So I thought that was a cool nod. Now we can finally see what this shimmer in the sky is, and it's an R-wing. Now, I think that Nintendo really wants to put a lot of iconic imagery in this trailer and not necessarily have a lot of iconic characters per se, because the mural already does that. But we can see a lot of instances like this where they just wanted to show R-wing. We don't know if it's Fox or Falco. I think we've seen Fox in the background somewhere. So it might be Falco, right? Like in the World of Light one. Now here, this, if we're talking about World of Light, this is the big one. Because not only is Kirby, of course, featured in this thing, as he should be, because he's not only Sakurai's child, but he's also one of the original ones from Smash Brothers, so hey, we gotta have Kirby in here, right? I do miss Fox. Like, he just, had that opening with World of Light. Where is he? Now, Kirby is riding in on his Warp Star, and this is, of course, a big nod to the opening of the World of Light mode, where he actually transcended dimensions. So it connects to the story mode, too, which is awesome. And just as this, crash, that happened, too. Now, we can also see Pac-Man. I think that, of course, you have to show off your third parties. I'm really sad that there's not much of Snake, that there's not much of Cloud. Maybe, that's sort of a rights issue by having stuff on the air. But it's awesome to see Pac-Man there, even though it's his still art kind of moved and squashed around like it is moving. But then we immediately see 3 fully animated models, and this, I don't know if you guys can feel this, but this has a big Super Smash Bros. For 3DS vibe for me, right? Because that game actually had a box art that was all the characters in profile actually charging against some sort of enemy, and it looked a lot like this. And the animation is so fluid, so beautiful. Pikachu looks really angry, and there is a shadow ball that all the characters are just barely dodging over here. And what I just think is cool is that it has these pairings, right? And Smash Brothers has always been about, pairing your own and, having a dream team up. But just the idea of what are Samus, Marth, and Pikachu doing together on this mission fighting this character. And we can see who this character is because, as we pan to that character, it becomes obvious that, of course, it is Mewtwo. Now, I love this shot because as he is throwing that shadow ball, he also looks behind him. And I think this is like really iconic for Mewtwo, having all the senses heightened and knowing exactly what's happening. But also I think his model just looks really great over here. It almost feels like this is some sort of Pokemon movie where, it was Pikachu that charged against him. So maybe there's some sort of grudge there, right? Feels very cinematic. And so the camera pans toward these cute Pikmin, and they are, panicking, or they are actually just following someone who they might believe is their Olimar. I think it's really cute that they had Isabelle in there. I think Isabelle is for a lot of gamers, one of the flagpole characters for Super Smash Brothers and gaming, Animal Crossing as a whole. So I think it's really great seeing Isabelle in here because I think she's one of the more unique newcomers in the game, even though it's sort of a hybrid between, an Echo fighter and a real fighter, and having K. Rool there. That's, by the way, just his art, and the helicopter doesn't even move, but it looks very cute too. Now, this is a shot that I do like in theory, or should I say, I do like it in practice, but in theory, this is the pink shot with 2 girls. So I don't really know. I think we've progressed a lot beyond this, right? The girls can be badass as well. They don't have to have a pink filter and be cute together. even though I love that this is Zelda's victory screen animation and Peach's taunt, so that's very cool. Some enemy flies through them, ruining their moment, and I thought I'd, stop it here just to show, yes, we do see more details for this fight, and it's of course Pit with the power of flight activated, which I love, fighting against Ridley and taking him up in the air. And here we can see Meta Knight's model, but it's actually his 2D art, and his wings are kind of moving around, so they kind of separated the two. Now, there's this awesome shot of Ridley fighting Pit, and this is one of the shots where I feel this doesn't really feel all that watercolor painting to me. It just feels like the in-game models. It almost looks like, an in-game shot, but it still looks awesome how he's holding, Pit's blades. It's really, really great to see. And screaming at Pit while he does it. And there, of course, is Pokemon Trainer. Maybe he wants to catch Ridley, right? So with a lot of energy, he throws this Pokeball, great squash and stretch animation, and there pops out Charizard. Now, we've seen Charizard in Smash Bros. For Wii U's cinematics, and this looks very similar with the fire, the energy, and he charges at Mega Man. And we can also see in the background some artwork of Ice Climbers and Ness. And Mega Man actually does his classic slide animation. And then after he does the slide, he runs and guns. And this is a really cool explosion graphic. And we actually move into the explosion, as Mega Man does. Captain Falcon doing his new forward smash attack, which is now a backhand punch instead of the elbow. And here Donkey Kong charges, and just before Falcon wants to attack, gets knocked off in the back. Well, I do think that this is a reference to that new slow motion thing that we have in this game, which is awesome. And here's another dream pairing. We can see Sonic, Shulk, Zero Suit Samus, and the Villager charging against each other. So this could be like a, 4-time smash, a free-for-all match, which I totally love, by the way. It's a great pairing for a match. And of course, I think that the quality of this is just, it's these two third-party characters, or should I say, it's Xenoblade as a franchise, doesn't really, first-party Nintendo, and then Sonic as well, and they get interrupted by Bowser. And this artwork especially looks to me a lot like something along the lines of a Super Mario 64 kind of artwork. Do you remember the ones from the 90s where, it's like these very realistic graphics and Bowser's just torching them, and Villager still looks very happy that it's happening and he doesn't look scared at all. So that's Villager for you. And then the fire spreads as we see the female Inkling hopping and bopping around, being all cool, doing the dash attacks, and almost the same animations we've seen from the very first Smash Bros. Ultimate trailer. Leaps up in the air, winks a bit, and then of course the camera zooms in, and this is the biggest reference of all. Everyone should have caught this because this is the Everyone is Here. This was the original teaser, the Smash logo on fire. So we've come full circle. It has been a ride with all of you guys here because we have finally come full circle. We know the starting base roster of the game. Of course, there are characters that are still coming, like Piranha Plant, like 5 other DLC characters that have not yet been revealed. So I'm truly curious what the future is going to hold for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but the marketing and this trailer specifically, I had chills watching this because when I saw it hopped online, I gasped for air when I saw the animation quality and what went into this. So I think that there might be a possibility that World of Light has cutscenes at the quality of this. I want to see some battles, I want to see some character interactions like this, but even if there aren't, I will cherish this trailer forever because it's something really special, getting that banner filled up with characters and then finishing it off just before launch with a trailer that dives into the artwork and painted characters, and I just think it's absolutely beautiful. So if you're not yet a member of the Blocked Content family yet, well, you can press that subscribe button and all the news, all the fun will come straight directly at your front door. Thank you guys so much for being supporters for Blocked Content. It truly means a lot, and thanks to your help, also on Patreon, we can do this every single day. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I'm just going to watch this trailer like 10 more times. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you around the corner where there's always more Blocked Content. See ya.